What's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, we're going to be taking a look over here at the XRP price chart. As I'm sure many are aware, yesterday we saw a pretty decent sized run right there for XRP, which ended up rising about 18% in less than an hour. Since then, prices have been kind of tamed as we got back to the peak of our range that we've been stuck in since November and really stuck in here since July, ever since the SEC lost versus Ripple and XRP was declared not a security and then was relisted on all exchanges. We've all undoubtedly witnessed the excitement going on out there in the market as Bitcoin has now touched a new all-time high. Ethereum has poked above all retracement levels, and while XRP has been following very similar structures to what it's followed historically, if you've been following recent videos, which there hasn't been many as it's just been really a very simple structure going on for XRP, we've talked about the back test coming in here, the flush to the lows where people would expect to be washed out, came with negative news, which was perfect. Reclaiming the levels, and then here we are now back at the top of the range, and now the million, trillion, gazillion dollar question is, can we get escape velocity to get out from right here? So we're going to go back and talk a little bit about something that I brought up in a video back in June. So this is actually before Ripple wins the case and XRP is relisted back on exchanges. We still haven't had that big breakout that happens where XRP shoots out on the relisting. But one thing we talked about a lot in here was just the big giant structure that's been going on with XRP for the last 6 years and a contracting triangle. This is an Elliott wave structure. We're talking about A, B, C, D, E's and what contractions look like and with the wave counts on them. At that time, you can clearly see we have not had the victory yet for XRP. We're sitting right about here. But to revisit the progress we've made since that video and that big, large contraction, I figured we'd talk about where we are at. Essentially, the idea is that there's an A, B, C, D, E. We used several examples of contracting triangles, but also talked about Bitcoin's contraction back in 2018 through 2020. A, B, C, D, E. In that video, I used lots of references showing you the Elliott wave counts on these. And essentially, it's comprised of an A, B, C, D, E. And within each wave, you have an A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. And in that video, we went through the whole count of all of this to show we had essentially reached the point of where C had already been put into place, but we were now working on D and still needed E afterwards. As you can see in here, we have A, B, C, still working on D, then needing E. And throughout there, we did the whole count for A, B, C, A, B, C, and A, B, C. And this is what brought into context the interesting behavior of 2020 and 2021 on why we would actually end up seeing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, instead of seeing a big impulsive wave to get breaking out into new all-time highs, why we only ended up seeing 2 waves of 5 subwaves. Because in a contracting triangle, that's what we typically see. We see ABC, ABC, ABC. So as we head into 2022, what do we end up getting? I'll take a lot of this off the screen just to make it easier. What do we end up seeing here? Again, another ABC. Keep the insanity alive. And then by the time we got to the video that I'm just showing right there, we were sitting right in here. So now the big question is, okay, how do we end up getting our D wave and then our E wave? And for our D wave, we're still needing to see an ABC emerge, which we just weren't confident that we had actually seen it just yet. But then the Ripple victory ends up happening. XRP is not a security. What do you know? What do we end up getting in here? We get an ABC. Now, $1 million question, E. And this is the interesting part of E, because while with this chart right here, it implies, hey, we'd be looking for an A, B, C to end up emerging after having the A, B, C for the D wave. That in our last one, in our E wave, we're looking for an A, B, C. In this video, we actually went ahead and confronted that ahead. And let me play this for you as well right here. A triangle may extend by having its 5th wave also be a triangle of lesser degree. Instead of wave E being a 3-wave structure, it will be another horizontal triangle. Wave E will be another horizontal triangle. And so what we addressed in here is that in the contracting triangle is that while we will see three-wave structures for A, B, C, and D, however, when we get to E, instead of wave E being a three-wave structure, it will be another horizontal triangle. And that we shouldn't be seeing another ABC to emerge in here, but rather another A, B, C, D, E to emerge in here for our final E wave, another horizontal triangle rather than a three-wave structure. Fully addressed before the SEC lost, before XRP was deemed not a security, and before wave D completed itself with an ABC. Now, here we are moving on into E, and the question is, are we seeing a horizontal triangle emerge? On PCBacker.com, I've got various Elliott wave triangles in the PDFs here, and of course in the video, but also in downloadable PDFs in here. You can see they come in lots of different shapes, but all consisting of the A, B, C, D, E, as we are discussing in here. Are we seeing another triangle show up in here rather than an ABC? And that's the amazing part about it is, sure enough, here you are in that E wave. Put us on the daily time frame to be able to see it. Have we done an A, B, C? No, we haven't. We've been doing a horizontal triangle again, right where we should be. And which, for those who have been with the channel for a long time, we could simplify it. And rather than thinking of A, B, C, D, E's, Elliott waves, all those different things, just the simplicity of it, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, back to the top of the range, now waiting for a breakout to happen in here. But in Elliott wave terms and proper terms, we have A, B, C, D, and now E. Problem is on E, we don't have any rule to say we can't come way back down here. We don't have any rule to say we have to stop right here or here or here or here, or that it'll take 10 days or 1 day or 3 weeks. We're simply contracting and now onto wave E. And why is that? Well, simply because we got to the peak of the B wave in here of the A, B, C, D, E. Should we go exceeding beyond here? Well, then one would have to assume wave E is simply just over. Now, I'm not talking about some news comes out and there's some wick that happens like that and over like that. We could get that stuff. We see it all the time. But in the event that we get a true breakout and like a daily candle closes up here at like 80 cents or something like that, one would likely have to rule out any more work needing to be done over here for E. But what you see throughout all of it, even if you say, all right, this is all we've got left now. We've only got the E leg left of wave E within a massive giant A, B, C, D, E. Well, that's where you're at. Based on Elliott wave theory, we've done them all. A, B, C, 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 D, E. Instead of a three-wave structure in wave E, be another horizontal triangle. You see it. We didn't get A, B, C. We've got the horizontal triangle, the crash, retrace, reaccumulation happening right in here, as we should, for a wave E, horizontal triangle. Should we break through these retracement levels, we have now completed all the waves. The whole thing, the whole shebang for all of it. The whole count is complete. The million-dollar question now is E, the last wave of a horizontal triangle in a massive 6-year contraction. And I find it utterly fascinating for Elliott wave theory. It's one of those magical unicorn dust things for me when I see these things actually end up playing out and these counts end up playing out correctly, is that we knew we were in wave D. We ended up getting the ABC completion with the SEC lawsuit, and then we knew we were supposed to go into a horizontal triangle rather than a three-wave structure. And sure enough, that's what we've been doing. And now the million-dollar question is, okay, well, we can draw all these things, we can make all these things look fancy like this, but are the conditions there in the market for something like that to happen, for XRP to actually end up getting moving, right? Do you have those other conditions in there where there's excitement in Bitcoin, there's animal spirits alive, and the altcoins have been moving, and all of those things are true. The unwavering confidence of the market, the extreme risk-taking happening on meme coins. We always talked about that extreme risk-taking, the irrational exuberance would come back. Everybody at the bottom, Bitcoin, not willing to buy 15.5 because they had to wait for 12. Now they'll buy any meme coin with any type of hat on it or sunglasses on it, even if it's up 10,000%, because they believe they'll get another 10,000% out of it. The extreme risk-taking is there. That element of the market is there. And that has been a factor that has been important for every single one of these bull runs to take place. And that's true for really the whole cryptocurrency market and the altcoin market. And so conditions, do we have them there? Absolutely. These have always been positive factors for XRP, especially having Bitcoin like this, seeing these altcoins on the move. It's never been any news by Ripple. It's never been any flip of a switch that happens by anybody at Ripple or anything like that. It's always been really when the conditions of the market are there. And so we go through all of this, and do we have all those conditions present? We do have them present right now. We've just completed the whole contraction. We're on the very, very, very end of the contraction. Think about it. A, B, C, D, E. We're in E, and then we're in A, B, C, D, E. We're in E of a 5-wave contraction. You got retail euphoria, retail excitement, extreme risk taking happening with meme coins and altcoins and everything. And all those conditions are present. Now it's just about getting this puppy done, and then we should be off and away. So I've been monitoring that for some time, those contractions happening in there. The ABCDE just was kind of waiting for us to get near the end of it there before we went ahead and did an update on it. But it's something we've been talking about for 9 months. And here we are. We're now at that point where we've gotten through all those things. And now we've gotten through the horizontal triangle of wave E. And we're at the very tail end of the horizontal triangle of wave E. So hopefully it wraps itself up really quickly. I know we're all pretty impatient and ready for things to get moving. But I thought I would really just kind of show you the bigger picture today. I know that emotionally people get wrapped up in the minute. I had somebody in Markets in the Morning ask me, hey, can you give me 3 altcoins that are going to moon in the next 3 days? Okay, thanks. I'm like, wow, that's where we're at, right? That's where people are at emotionally right now. It's like instant gratification, instant rewards, and I understand that. But that's where we are in this market, right? That's where people's minds are at. But I figured I'd show you the really big picture of it all, the things that we've talked about leading up to this, the things we've talked about before the SEC case came to a conclusion and XRP was relisted back on all the exchanges, that structurally it has played out exactly correct, exactly how an Elliott wave structure should play out. Now it's in wave E of wave E, and now fingers crossed the final countdown is on. So I hope that you enjoyed that bigger picture look at all of it. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to learn more about Elliott wave theory and contracting triangles, horizontal triangles, and really how to set up your own charts and your own indicators, of course, you could check out bcbacker.com. There's over 40 videos in here teaching you how to set up your own charts on TradingView and CoinTrader Pro, teaching you about different indicators, different patterns, Wyckoff method, Elliott wave theory. Download these PDFs, but not only PDFs, there's videos in here going through all of this as well. Over 40 of them with over 11 hours of content. And then there's PDFs with a lot of these sections, but then they're all compiled down in here to one master PDF down here at the bottom. That's available over here on bcbacker.com. I do also write a newsletter over here on Substack, where we'll talk a lot about what's going on in the market. And sometimes we'll end up putting in case studies where we'll dive into more data specific things that impacted the market and impacted performance in past cycles, such as developer activity, and how that impacted percentage returns in the past bull run compared to those that had very low activity or user activity levels. I go through and I do all the math for you in here to show you, here's how this subset of altcoins did, here's how this subset of altcoins did, based on different factors and elements in the market, and give you those resources to be able to find those for yourself. We even went through 2021 to take a look at developer activity levels of specific coins, compared that to the top 20 by market cap to see their performance. Turns out development activity did 3 times better than the top 20 by market cap. We went ahead and applied that same criteria to 2023 and 2024 to see what would be the same coins that would fall into that same bucket. And while a lot of times we'll do that kind of data, then we'll do things where we're just kind of looking forward and seeing what are the conditions going on out there in the market. I do also audio record all of these. So if you just want to listen to them in your car while you're out on a walk or something, working out, the audio is included with all of them. So I'll read it to you and discuss the charts. You could check out bcbacker.com and my Substack newsletter over here down in the description of this video and all of my live streams to blockchainbacker.substack.com. There's also a link down there to xrpgoldcoast2024.com, in which I will be a speaker presenting a lot of this development activity performance data at this conference here. There are still tickets available over there. There's a link down in the description as well. Otherwise, take a peek over there at the newsletter over there on Substack. Check out bcbacker.com and have an absolutely wonderful day. That's going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you could be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick me up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.